play it and see if... Oh, mouse works now. So welcome to Bunny's Designs. This is a live stream for Ustream.tv and also recorded for YouTube for people to watch at their leisure. I've filled up my little bit of depleted professional watercolour pans, which my daughter had a bit of a play for school, bless her, but she did get a distinction star, so we can't say anything really. And I filled it up with my professional watercolours, my 2 yellows, my 2 reds and my 2 blues, together with a Prussian blue and a raw umber. And with the raw umber and 3 blues, I've made raw umber and French ultramarine makes Payne's grey. And so then I made it with the cobalt blue, and I made it with cerulean blue. And then under here, I've just drawn red paint all over my face. That's the Payne's grey. Oh, actually, that isn't the Payne's grey. That's I've got red paint all over my face. That one is with Prussian blue, and it's a bit warmer. French ultramarine gives you Payne's grey, which is a cooler French ultramarine and burnt umber. And then I thought I'd try it with cerulean blue, and I got a grey-green colour. So they're all greys, but so lovely to make your own grey. So you've got a cool grey, is the Payne's grey. But if you want trees or anything warm, these are good colours. So just had to show you that because because I took the black and the white out of the professional set, because I would never use white and I would never use black. And to make black, you need alizarin crimson, and the blue and yellow, and you can get black quite easily. So never use black. If you want to make a colour darker, so I'm just wiping paint off my face. If you want to make a colour darker, add its complementary colour. And I'll probably be doing that for other things. So that's my bit of a rant about black and greys. So again, I always quite like Naples yellow, and it was very expensive, but that was I've had it for years, never used it, been too frightened. So that's gone in there. And the Naples yellow, and again, that doesn't look very nice, but it's a very important yellow. If you want a third yellow, very important, is gone. It's gone. It begins with O. What's it called? What is it called? It's one of the most important yellows. Is that yellow umber? Yellow umber. Oh, goodness me, Heather. Yellow ochre. Yellow ochre. And for skin tones, yellow ochre and Naples yellow and burnt umber or raw umber and wrought sienna. Again, 4 of the other colours I would make sure I'd got. But if you don't want to do a lot of colour mixing. But this is probably the perfect pan. But there is 39 colours here. I didn't buy this pan. It was in my £28 and must have had it at least 10-15 years. From eBay when it first started. I saw some second-hand paints in a set. There was all sorts, and there must have been £500 worth of stuff. These were immaculate, and these aren't cheap. This is the Windsor and Newton professional colours. So a lot of my stash I have came out of this box. So I don't buy things. Can't always get good deals on eBay now, but I did in those days. So that's sorry about my waffle. Oh, Suzanne, yes, I had 5. I think I was still I think I was still up at 1, and I woke up at 4:55, and I got 5 hours yesterday. But again, it's the cocodamols. You get 4 hours as soon as the cocodamols wear off. And I'd be dopey all day if I took some. I've just taken some now, but I didn't really want to, because I try not to take them during the day. And I apologise for streaming again, but that's why I stream. It keeps me concentrating and keeps my mind off things. So especially doing this because you have to concentrate. So I'm actually going to use this to do. Oh, mind you, it's dry. It's dried now, so I don't need to. I might do. I don't want to waste this paintbrush. The tight girl, sorry. Thank you, Dorothy. Yellow ochre, thank you. Yes, yellow ochre is very important for skin tones. But I'm going to go into professional watercolor mixing, watercolors, acrylics, and oils when I do the art in the Abbey. There'll be a stream the week before about what we're doing in the Abbey, and we'll between us choose what we want to paint. And then I will be painting for a whole day, so doing a really, really detailed, sorry, the brain will not work today, a detailed sketch and scale it. So you've got to get the proper sketch, got to get really, really accurate drawing before you paint. Although acrylics and watercolor, you can correct things. Sorry, acrylic and oil you can. Watercolor is very unforgiving, so you have to have an extremely accurate drawing. So it's probably going to be half a day drawing and half a day. And courtesy of Dorothy, it's Dorothy's fault. You will be seeing what I'm drawing, and then you will be seeing the image, so you can see how much of a mess I make with it. So I have permission to do that once a week. It may be different days though, but it will be recorded, because the Abbey is a busy Abbey, and there's weddings and funerals and christenings and all the other things. So I have to work around everybody else, because they very kindly said I have permission to do that. So that's what we will be doing. Yes, it doesn't get better, does it? And then after 3 weeks, you're so exhausted that you sleep for a day and a night. But I have to get very grumpy before that happens. But I've stopped taking the sleeping pills, so I'm going to have to take the sleeping pills. I don't like them, but she's just going to have to do it. So I've also put a little green tag on here, a little green post-it tag, because I haven't done many pages in here, and I was forever flicking through. So that's another thing that I've learnt to do. And I'm conscious that I have got red madder. Red Indian paint all over my face. So I'm quite impressed with that. That first one that I've done. I quite like, and I say I've not played with that colour, but as I did that colour scheme here, that was already. I'd actually bought that one, the Indian red, because I think I'd found them at Hobbycraft in the UK, and they were like £1.25, so I kind of bought quite a few. But they didn't have the cerulean blue, but of course a few months later I went to London and definitely decided to go for it, girl, so I bought them. My daughter nearly passed out when she's a tight Yorkshire lass, and she could not believe it, but of course wait till she gets into the real world. She's been quite lucky, she's been using mine. So quite impressed that I've got a few extra colours and I don't have to mix them. Because when I'm colouring in, sometimes I don't really want to mix them. So again, we'll go through the colours. Oh, Suzanne says it's been a week for me. Zantac, is that a sleeping... it's a sleeping pill, but they've given it to act as an anti-inflammatory and all sorts, because I can't have anti-inflammatories. Anyway, we're not going to talk about... Determined not to waffle about thingy. But do feel free to share thingies. But I think I'm going to get rather boring waffling about what's wrong with me and thingy. So this is about art therapy. So forgive me if I don't join in, but I want to really waffle about art. Excuse me. So I've got to use this in the paintbrush. Can't help myself. Tight Yorkshire Lass. So I'm just going to touch this paintbrush because I'm not using these riggers for mixing. And again, not sure what I'm doing, so I'm just on the side here. And it's a little bit pinky, but I can brown it up if I need to. But I'm just going to give all these a little bit of a coat, a base coat. And this is something I don't normally do, but don't want to waste this professional watercolour. Tight Yorkshire Lass says no. And they are a little bit pink, but I can put some burnt umber in there afterwards, and that's going to be quite nice. So I'm just going to... Now, if you want me to zoom in... No, it's fine, it's me. It's me. And I've got to stop waffling about the things. And the only thing is, I think people find it interesting. Not interesting, but you find things that you don't know, you know, because we're all on different sides of the corner of the planet. There are different things that work for different people, and some countries are ahead. And America is at least 10 years ahead for most things. Because I've been telling everybody about cherry pills for the last 10 years, and nobody took it. The doctor actually laughed at me. And if you go on the American website for gout and pseudo, annoys me, they say I've got gout, I've got pseudo gout, which they tell you about diet and things not to have. So, and if I went to have a normal meal and ate like meat and 2 veg, I would be in hospital most every week. So I hope that they appreciate how much I save the National Health Service by depriving myself of prawns and favourite things that I love. Another bit of waffle. So, although this is a little bit too pink, I wanted these to be a little bit brighter, so I'm just using a bit of a colour scheme for under here. Oops, I've gone over that leaf. Because there's always something nice about having a colour down. They do look a bit pinky, but I don't know if I want to do that or not. I loved it when it was deep brown, but when you put water to it, they're a bit pale. But there wouldn't be straw baskets anyway, so no, keep going, Heather. Just ignore my waffle. I'm still in frame. This is a bit of a big book, this. You see, that's a lovely, rich, deep colour, is that? But if I put a nice burnt umber under there for a low light and a shadow, that'd be good. Thanks, Suzanne. Suzanne says waffle on. And still don't know what I'm going to do with some of these, so just in frame. Am I just in frame? I normally zoom in quite a lot when I'm doing that, so I'll do that for each balloon because I'm conscious of the fact sometimes when you're doing green leaves it's quite monotonous. Oopsie, I've gone over there. But I do like messing about in these books. I do like these. It's so therapeutic to just play with colour. And I took this to the Abbey a few weeks ago. because sometimes hubby can't pick me up, but I do what I can, and then it gets to the point I just have to sit down. And I got this book out, and this lady, one of the ladies that helped, says, oh, "Wow," she said, "I've got to have that book." And she even rang me up the other day and said, "Oh, I can't find. I went to the works and it wasn't there." And so I don't actually know if she's got it yet because she wasn't there yet on Tuesday. So everybody seems to love this book. Because it just sparks up the imagination with colour. And even though people, you can't draw, I have another friend, she can't draw for toffee. Or she says she can't draw for toffee. But her colours are absolutely wild. And I'm such a boring person when it comes to colouring. And her colours are just out of this world. But she finds it really difficult to draw. So of course her books will be 10 times, 20 times, a million times better than mine, because her colours are just, again, she's just out of this world. So that's why I like the Hydrus and the Peerless, and the because they're so unusual colours, and that gets me out of the boring colours. So I found that one. I'm not sure what to do with this. If I'm not sure, I always leave it till the end. I might have a go at this one. I'm just going to stick that brush down because I can't throw all that colour away, sorry. And we'll find something for it. And of course, being watercolour, as soon as I touch it, it'll come back again. So let me grab my phone, or perhaps my little... Oh, my husband's wonderful. And I shout at him all the time, bless him. But he's wonderful, because he's just, after years, got a new phone. And his is almost a wind-up one. And he got this free with it. And it was £11. Oh, mind you, I think in the end it was £13 a month. But he got a little, oh gosh, tablet, little mini tablet. And I use my phone for everything, but of course my phone's getting a little bit sick of it now, because it's a phone and they're not designed to last for long. And he gave me this. Bless him. So I have this now to kind of Google things. And this is why I can watch Ustream during the night. So I can see everybody now. I can catch up with everybody. So if you bear with me 2 seconds, because I still haven't worked out. So bless him, he didn't get a chance to have it. It was kind of, oh, thank you. Anti-naughty to him. So I'm going to Google Victorian balloons. Victorian hot air balloons. I think this one is one of the different reds and golds and things. Oh, look at these. Oh, wow. I don't normally do this, but I really wanted to do a good job of this paint, this particular one. And I've seen a teal colour, and I thought that was fab. And this is a turquoisey blue, pale blue. Love those colours. Might do that blue. I say normally I don't think much about this, but I better be careful in case something not PC comes up. You've got to be a bit careful on Ustream, haven't you? I say normally I don't faff about like this, but this book is so nice. It makes you want to do a good job of it. So I apologise about the faffing about, as we call it. Ooh, that's a nice one as well. It says Victorian hot air balloons, but none of these are quite as Victorian as I think they are. Oh, what a picture that would be. Look at that. Isn't that fab? I don't think any of those are Victorian, but hey ho. They're all a little bit muted colours and old colours. And that's a bit what I want to do with that colour mixing book I've found. Use the old masters colours. Because the paintings are going to look so different. Well, that didn't work. Quite like that one. And I may put all the lines, drawings in with my Indian ink book. So sorry about this. It's got a bit of waffly. So I say welcome to Bunny's Designs. I'm just looking for some really nice Victorian balloon colours. And again, some of them are really unusual. Since I'm using quite an old set of... Yes, you see some of them have got stripes and things. I had found one or two earlier, but I'm going to have to make it up in a minute if I can't find them. I thought I'd found a nice blue, turquoisey blue, which I was going to do this one turquoisey blue. I suppose there's nothing where I can't draw on these. I can draw on those, can't I, if I want to. What does Dee Dee say? I am in charge of my colour book. Oh, I quite like that. That's a quite unusual one, isn't it, with the lime green? Sorry, Suzanne. The problem I have is because when I lean forward and I'm painting, I'm literally half an inch away from the thing. So I tried to whisper a bit, and then of course I move away to look at this, and so I apologise. It's not looking good for a Victorian balloon. So I may just have to make it up. How annoying is that? Sometimes you can Google all sorts and find them instantly. So I have to give up with that unless I do this. I'll try one more thing. If it doesn't work, if in doubt, Pinterest. That's if in doubt. If in doubt, Pinterest it. Oh, sorry, Suzanne, I've just realised what you meant. Oh, I could do, couldn't I? Suzanne said put one of my designs on. I don't think you'd have floral designs on. Well, I am so cross that I can't find a Victorian balloon. How annoying. Oh well. How annoying is that? I did screenshot a couple, and I just like the really old colours. So that one, and I'm pretty sure that they've used this because they look like this. We have a red one there. We have a red stripy one. But this one goes up in stages. That's what I wanted to do. Huh, how annoying. That's going to bug me now. That's quite a nice one. The yellow striped bottom. So I think I'm going to do this one. So I'm going to do a yellow stripe, yellow and red stripe. Yes, I'm just going to have to play, aren't I? Yeah. It's just sometimes it's nice to plan a little bit. Most things in this book I wouldn't care about, but I just got my head set that I wanted it to look a bit Victorian, but that's not going to happen. So, sorry about that. I suppose I could put my little design on it, couldn't I? But I like the yellow and white stripe, and there's a blue and white stripe on that one. And it's the greens that kind of have the old-fashioned greens. Oh, excuse me, which I like. There's so many colours, but I like the yellows. So I'm going to do this one. That's going to be a yellow one. What can I do with this one then? I wonder if I could make it... I could change that one, couldn't I? How unusual for me to be completely absorbed. I like the teal colour. I'm going to do a teal colour one. Sorry about that. I can't believe the brain's gone to mush. So I'm going to get a little bit of colour out. And again, I'm not using a rigger to get the colour. Oh, it's got a skin on it already, look. Squidgy, squidgy. So I've got a nice amount of yellow, and I'm just going to do what I did before. I think I might do that teal. I could do a yellow and red one. I'll just do a yellow and red one. So I'm going to take a drop of colour, and then with the damp rigger tease the colour up, so I have a little bit of variation going on. And if I start at this side, I'm going to have a natural light going the other way. And then just got to be a little bit careful as you go over. But I still like working quite dry in this book because I want to keep them nice and flat. But that's quite a nice bit of onto there. So having said that, there's nothing worse. Oops, it wasn't a damp brush. There's nothing worse than, again, this is why I would normally do, and I tell everybody, which I haven't done for this one, a photocopy. Because you can photocopy it and play with the colours and think, oh, well, if I'd used a different red, I would have loved that. And these pages lend themselves to doing that. I would definitely recommend photocopying it and having a play, because, you know, once it's done, it's done. But I'm, again, quite pleased with, although I'm using professional watercolours in these books, they're all different. I mean, there's the Ganzi Tambi watercolours. They're professional watercolour. You know, I can use those. I can use the Oops, I can use. Whoa, it's gone. I can use the Hydrus as well. I can use the Hydrus. Put the granny blanket back on, because it's it's a bit nip in the UK at the moment. It's just a bit nip. It's a bit nip. I'll zoom in a second, and then I'll see a bit more what I'm doing. The dry wash method with gouache. I can't remember if I have. I may have done. The thing with gouache is for graphic designers. That's what we used to use it for. So you get a completely flat colour. But I would think it would work if you haven't got any watercolours. But it defeats the object, because, as I say, they were for... Oh, I need to get the proper colour into the bottom. It defeats the object. And again, what I'm trying to do is put a little bit more colour here, so it's darker at this side. Oops. And I'm just going to do that, because this one's dry now, I can do this one again. Oh, sorry, I keep... the camera's on my lens. So it's really difficult for me to just miss it every time. I think perhaps I just put a smidging more on there. And again, because this is professional watercolour, you can move it as many times as you like, but you've got to be a bit careful, because you don't want to buckle your page. That was a little bit too wet for me, but never mind, it'll be fine. You have to water them down. Suzanne says she uses this same method. Yeah, it's quite good. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So you can see what I'm doing. And then I'll just use my trusted to make sure that I'm in proper focus. And that's the best we're going to get. There's nothing worse than making a whole video not in focus. So to see a bit better what I'm doing now. Oh, hi Mika, welcome to Bunny's Designs. Hope you're feeling a bit brighter today. Oh, hi Mariel. Anybody else I've missed? Welcome to Bunny's Designs. I made a little video earlier about filling up this little pan set, which was a professional watercolour set, that I bought some other things for, I'd say, £28, and this box arrived. You could get 3 dogs in this box. It was huge. and in it were these professional watercolour sets which had never actually been used. They all looked really good. And then my daughter asked me if she had any paints, and she took these. But I thought I'd fill them up with my professional tubes, and then when they're dry, I've got this at home. Probably won't take it with me because it's a bit heavy. But then it's given me 39 colours. And I've actually made a Payne's grey here. So I made 3 greys from 3 blues and raw umber. Payne's grey is French ultramarine and raw umber, but I made it with cerulean blue, and then I made it with a Prussian blue. And so I've got 3 lovely greys there as well. Just a bit of a colour mix to tell me what colours are what. Because there's no names on them, so I was guessing what they were. So I quite like that one. And a quick look. Probably going to do that at red. Oh, I should have done it. I meant to do it red, yellow, red. That's what I meant to do. Red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow. And I didn't. Silly girl. Silly girl. I messed up the boon. I messed up the boon. Never mind. I have an idea. I have an idea. I put the wrong one in there now. Damn. Never mind. I have an idea that if you put lemon yellow, I'm going to get quite a nice red. Not ready enough. Not ready enough, that, so I don't want that. Let me think what we're going to do. I do like this one. Sorry, cat alert now. I like this one. I did spray these with water, but they've dried. This, I'm pretty sure that this one is vermilion red, but it's a guess. So I just need another paintbrush. So if I put this over this, just give me 2 seconds. Pretty sure that's vermilion red. So again, if I put might get away with it. The only thing I've got to remember is that I've got to put yellow on all the red ones, if that makes sense. So, as I say, I'm pretty sure that's vermilion. So I've got vermilion on that one. And I'm going to take that all the way up. Golly gumdrops, Heather. That's yellow. So this one would be yellow. So let's get all the yellow ones out of the way. So I'm after a touch of yellow. And then there should be enough water in this long rigger. Oh dear, I've done it wrong again. Silly woman. If I had a brain today. This is the next yellow one. I think vermilion may be strong enough to just I need the thicker brush. I need the biggest brush for this. This is the 5. Because it is a bigger space, and I have to remember that. And again, if I'd have done a photocopy of this and played with it, then I would have known which brush to use for which area. So So I really need the yellow on the end and all that water. Now it is a little bit wet, this. But it's quite a large area. And I've decided I'm just going to do them all yellow, because then that vermilion is going to be a little bit yellower, a little bit warm, a little bit cooler, because this is lemon yellow. I was hoping I was going to get away with it, but I think you can tell there is a touch of yellow under there. And as long as I can do the smaller ones. Just take that out of my light. So you still want a damp brush. And this is a little bit too damp, so I may get a crinkle. Oh, sorry, somebody's having a bit of a puppy dream. It was so funny last night when I fell asleep on the sofa. My daughter woke me up. So I had James Bond in one ear, my ears, we call them ears, I don't know what you call them, for listening to music. So I had Ustream in one ear, Bond in the other ear, and then I nodded off and I woke up and the puppy was by my legs snoring and my husband was next to me snoring. And my daughter was laughing and she said the puppy and the dog and the dad was snoring in sync. It was so funny. I don't think I snore, but hubby says sometimes. I think it's because we have a little electric fan. It just takes the chill off, and it looks nice to have a little bit of warmth. But of course, if you leave it on when the central heating comes on, it becomes toasty warm when you nod off. I don't know if anybody else finds that. Headset. Thank you, Suzanne. Yes, I do need my prompts today. I need my prompts today. This is a little bit too wet for me, but hey ho. This is professional watercolor painting, so it's not crinkled, it's flat, so that's good. So we can get rid of that one. You do need that damp brush there, so I go back to the vermilion. So I'm going to wash all these brushes out because I've got 3 brushes in my hand now, which is not a good idea. And so I've got vermilion here, so if I put a touch of vermilion on here, and I don't really like doing this twice. Whoops, that is a smidgen. After a while, the brushes do get quite quite dry, so I'm just going to put a touch of that here and tease that up. Now the yellow is going to show through, and I'm just going to take that up there, so that's given me quite a nice, whoops, quite a nice shadow area. Sorry, I'm sorry about catching that over 5 minutes. And I'm going to take that down. Oops. So I quite like that. It's not brilliant. Oh, you've got your dogs back again. So I'm going red, yellow, and vermilion again. Because vermilion is alizarin crimson with yellow in. That's all it is. So I've just got a touch more. I'd just liked a little bit more on that one. And I can't mess about because and that brush is now not wet enough now. Sometimes you don't get a second chance with this watercolour without putting too much colour in it. You've got to be extremely quick if you're going to do this. That is a little bit too damp, but so this is the next one. Actually, this is the better one, but hey ho, that could have done with doing it again. Yes. But it would be amazing to see everybody's balloon page, because everybody will do this differently. Sorry, I just caught that again. I think I probably should have left it. I should have probably left it that colour, because this is going to be a real big one now to do double. Never mind, I've done it. Oh, goodness me. I'm going to have to move that. Did I say that was it? I did, didn't I? So I'm just going to get that on the end to do it how I normally do it, and then you can just you've got to be a little bit quick, you can't faff about. And really I should be going that way across, teasing the colour up. It would be a little bit easier for me. So I should practice what I preach. I want a damp brush and the red at the bottom of it and tease that up. Again, this is very wet, this. Hopefully that's given her quite a nice natural highlight. Just have to concentrate on this one because it's just I'm going to just possibly take this one up here. Sometimes you can get away with that. Oops, oh for goodness sake, Heather, what are you doing this morning? Oh, thank you. I don't think I like it, but it's a bit more Victorian than having think perhaps that tissue is a little bit wet, so I'm just going to move. I did this yesterday. I moved this across so that I'm not crossing over every 5 minutes, because that's annoying as well. So I'm hoping to get this a little bit darker this side. So there should be a natural light. So I'm still trying to get a little bit of colour on the end, and then a damp brush everywhere else. That cat is going to sit on the back step and annoy the dogs all day. She's a terror. Because she knows he can't get out. But luckily he's asleep. So I rescued it a little bit, having put the wrong colour on it, but it'll do. It'll be fine. I may put blue sky, I think. Again, this is, you can always tell when it's not quite wet enough. Oh, gee. It's a bit of, that's why you should really do a practice one, because it's a bit, it's a fine line between a damp brush and a dry brush, and if it's dry it drags across and goes over your line, and if it's too wet it smears everything. So I think we've nearly got that to being finished. I think I probably want a bit more on this one. And I haven't a clue what to do down here. I don't know if to kind of do yellow, red, yellow. I think that's what I'll do. And I could do that with this brush, because again, you've got to make sure that you're not too wet on your brush. So I think I like that. So that colour is a little bit out. Vermilion is a little bit warmer than that, but it's changed the colour with having that yellow on it underneath it. Got to be really careful with the reds, because and the blues, they are extremely strong. Oops. I'm just going to do this. Bear with me. Now I shouldn't be able to do that. I won't be able to catch it now. Do I need to refocus? I think I do. Give me 2 seconds. Let me just see if I can refocus on this. That's better. Oh, there's some more colour down here, but we'll get rid of the yellow first. So I've got this yellow in the palette. Now you can do that with a little brush. You can't do that with a... You can't do that with a rigger, but you can do that with this colour. So just have a bit of continuity down here. I don't know what I'm going to do with the colours down here. I'm probably going to keep them the same, I think. I think that was lemon yellow, and that's the professional watercolour lemon. That's from Windsor and Newton, from the tube, and that is a really gorgeous yellow. So am I going to have yellow with red in the middle, or yellow with decisions? I think we'll probably have a red. I'm going to turn it very carefully on its side, so it's a little bit easier for me to. And we said that was vermilion, didn't we? So now I'm going to spend 20 minutes thinking what I'm going to do with the next one. I'm going to change to the yellow. I'll just fill this one in, and then I've done this one then. So if I do some really dark leaves now, I'll leave the birds white, I think. But I think it's important to take your time with finding the colour, because once you start something here, you've got to kind of carry on with it. You can't change your mind. I missed a little bit there, but I don't think I can go over it because it'll go orange. Just got away with it. And then we've got these little stripes here. And again, I'll stick with the vermilion red. I think this is going to have to be a 10-0. I don't think it's going to be any good on this one. This is pretty small. So again, it's you need to get the colour right, because you know you're going to be using it. You don't have to do these colours. You can do modern colours, bright colours, teal, pastel colours. As soon as you start Googling balloon colours, you know, there's some awesome balloons out there. To say nothing of the ones that are actually just made up. Oh, he's found the cat. Sorry. Oh, goodness gracious me. There's absolutely nothing there. Oh, dear. Bless his little tiny socks. Just bear with me 2 seconds because you've got to concentrate on this. These are little diddy lines. These. I'm going to go cross-eyed in a minute. Just bear with me. Oh, nearly done. Goodness gracious. But hopefully it looks good when I've finished. Gosh me. Oh, thanks, Suzanne. You keep saying, shall we give him away? No, nobody will have him. Oh, delightful. I don't know which end that came out of, but oh, gosh. Alfie Dalfie. I can't see him, so he's obviously doing something naughty because I can't see him. Bless his little socks. The only time he's not in any trouble is when he's under my feet, under the table. So I'll just put these yellow ones on and then... You definitely have to concentrate when you're doing this. So thanks for stopping in, popping into Ustream and having a natter with everybody. And it's a bit quiet today because you've got to really concentrate on this one. And they're just a little bit small, these, to be messing up. And this is where the 10 rigger paintbrush comes into its own. Almost finished. Oh, right, that's done. Thank goodness for that. So I can get rid of all that nasty colour. And that's another balloon. It was me, Alfie, shush. So we've got one up there, but I'm going to go to this one next. Oh, Alfie, shush. I've seen a teal one. Oh, I'm going to do this one teal, I think. I think I've seen that one teal. Oh, what a grumpy pants. Honestly. What a grumpy pants. So that's what we've got so far. It's two balloons. So I'm just having a quick look to see if there's anything else that I'd like. So I like that one. I think that's a lovely colour. So I'm going to do this one, that colour, I think. It's the only stripy one I've got left. Yep, that's going to be blue and white. So we'll have a bit of a look for this one. So sorry, Barker. Don't know what he's barking at. I'm sure he doesn't know. I'm sure he has absolutely no idea what he's barking at. A 20 brush. Oh, I don't know what a 20 brush is. Oops. Suzanne says she's waiting for a 20 brush. Oh, 20-0. Well, a 20-0 will be finer than that. Oh, that was a 5-0 I was working with. It'll be very fine. It'll be very fine, but this is a 10. So, no, that's not the rigger. Where's the rigger gone? Come out, wherever you are. So that's a 5. And that's a 10. So it'll be half that one. I've never seen a 20. So that should be fine. I'm going to work with the 3 for this one because I think that's going to be enough water to get me up there. Again, if I'd have done a photocopy and played, I would have known all colours. I would have known everything I was doing. So I should practice what I preach, really, shouldn't I? So I have to get in a comfy position. It's going to be digi. Yeah, it's going to be digi. It's going to be digi. So I'm try not to tap the lamp. And so I'll see what this colour teal blue looks like here. Let me have a look. And a bit of a play. It's not the teal I really wanted, but now this could be a bark alert because it could be the postman. So I'm going to get the colour that I want. I shouldn't be mixing with a rigger. So I shall have to tell myself off. Oh, that little mixing brush I had, that will do. So I think I'm going to put a touch of touch of this one actually. And that's taken it a bit too greeny. So I should just put still greeny. We'll get there in a minute. Oopsie. I want to go, is it a green or is it a blue? I think I like that colour actually. And I should have enough to do all of it, so just so I'll be mixing all those greens there to see which one I like best. So I've got a damp brush and start at this side here, work up, and that is a little bit blue actually. I have to say, a bit greener, touch bluer. So sometimes it's quite nice to make your own colours up. So I think it's quite a Victorian colour, is that? And you can push the paint around quite well with a damp brush. But it is a smaller space than the other one, so again, I'm working with a slightly smaller brush. Now I can put some low lights and shadows in that if I want to a bit later. So I'm, again, I quite like the fact that if I want to I can mix the colour, and if I don't want to I can just leave it as it is. The only thing is I'll probably never be able to make this colour again really, because I'll forget which blue it is. So it's quite nice to make these colours, but I will be using all this colour up, I won't be wasting it. There'll be some strange creature that I can paint this colour, I'm sure. And if I add a touch of blue, it will give me a contrasting colour. So not a contrasting colour, it will give me a colour to kind of mix with it. And one thing I've got to remember is to do the top of the balloon. Because of course it's the same colour. And if I do this, it may not work because I've got too much colour on here. It may give me a paler version in between. Now that could be the postman. Oh, I quite like that colour. And it's quite Victorian as well. So we'll have this colour the same here. And I'll go back in. Again, I can make that a little bit darker. It's a good idea to count, and you know which one, which was going to be a little bit darker. We can make that one And then use this one. There's just enough paint to make that one look a little bit darker as well. So thank you for joining me, and I hope you're enjoying this professional watercolour mix in the Colin Rosanes balloon page of Imagimorphia. So we've managed to get another little balloon in there as well. I think I'm going to use the goldy colour for that, because I think that lends itself to gold. So again, it's a good idea to have a look. And if you actually sit that next to it, you can see that it's either going to be that one or this one. Although that one looks quite nice. The Naples yellow looks quite nice. Decisions. So I'll just put, I think this one is a cad yellow. Oh, I can actually put it back on here. So we've got the cad yellow, and then we've got, I'm pretty sure this is a cad orange. Oh, it's quite nice. Or we can go for the pale yellow colour, cream. And that's cad yellow. I think it's going to be the cream, actually. I think the cream one is the Naples yellow. The very pale one, I think that's a bit Victorian. So thanks for joining me. This is a live stream for ustream.tv, and also recorded for YouTube. And people are popping in and out talking, so I'm not talking to myself. We have live people. So welcome everybody to Bunny's Designs, if I've missed you. Welcome to Bunny's Designs. We're having a bit of a play in the Colin Thompson, we'll say that. I do that many different books. Imagimorphia, Kerby Rosanes. And we're on the balloon page, but I wanted to do these balloons Victorian colours if I could. So again, there's probably too much paint on this. It's a small space, is this? I think that fringe could have been red. So I'm going to do this middle, and then I'm going to do a red banner. I'm going to do a red banner. I was hoping to find some photographs, some pictures on Google about Victorian balloons, but didn't really find any that I fancied, so I'm making these up. And I'm using quite a lot of this Naples yellow, which again is quite nice. I'm not having to mix it. But it's a very old colour, and it's a very popular colour with professional watercolorists. And you can see why, because it's quite nice. And so now I need a red to go with the banner. And again, this, I'm pretty sure this is rose madder. Sorry, vermilion. and I do quite like it. I think it's a bit Victorian, so I've just got to get that a little bit more comfortable with this. Vermilion red is an old colour though. It is quite an old colour, so it's going to be altered slightly because it's going over. It's not quite dry, so that wasn't a good idea. I'm sorry if I go quiet. It's just sometimes I just got to concentrate. Oops, a little bit more on this one. I think it just lends itself to a little bit more. A little bit more thought goes into this one, I think. And I just want a touch of red on here. And we've got 3 balloons done. So we have another little Victorian. So there's something quite nice and fairly quick as well. You don't have to mix things and get things out. One set of paints and you're away. Yes, Rose Madder is an old one as well, but I don't know if that's Rose Madder. I think that's Vermilion. Rose Madder is a bit, is a bit pinkier, I think. And if I just do that, hopefully you can see, you can see the 3 that I've done. That's a little bit of a crinkle, but that's very flat, that one, and so is that one. So I think we need probably a blue one there, I think. I'm still trying to find some nice pictures of, and that was completely different to what I was going to do. I did like that one. There's lots of different colours. I was going to scroll underneath, but I just panicked a bit. These are very nice colours. There's a green and there's a purple and a blue, purpley blue. That might be a nice one to do. I'll probably do that one here. So we could have purple and maybe that one would do, that one purple. I want to have a colour here though. We haven't had a bright, we haven't had a green one, so we need a green one. I've just found a green one. Oh, look at that one. So we could have green and with some red in there somewhere. That would look quite nice. I think that would look quite nice. We do need a green balloon. We don't have a green balloon. Oh, that's one that's got green and yellow. Nope, I think we're going to have green. it. There's a green and gold one in the background. If we could have green and red, because they're Victorian colours, aren't they? So we'll have green and red. So I think I'm going to stop this video on this section, and then I'll start it again. So thank you for watching.